Hi everyone. I keep trying to film this reading and getting cut off, so I feel like there's some sort of demonic presence that doesn't want us to film, so I'm going to try to be short, but I don't really believe in that stuff, actually. It's only real if you believe in it. And if you do have experiences with that stuff, it means that you're going through something really intense. And there's a way out of it. I'm somehow channeling the song Hakuna Matata. I don't even know why. I love that movie as a kid, The Lion King. What a wonderful phrase. I also saw The Lion King on Broadway a bunch of times as a kid because my grandma liked to take us to plays. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Okay, so what does it mean? I think it just means like something nice, like we're friends or something. I feel like I'm channeling that because there's some sort of dynamic here with you and someone else where it's like the Hakuna Matata. I don't know, like it's an odd, I'm also thinking of The Odd Couple. Because in that cartoon it's like a pig and a weasel that are friends, I think. Or is it a weasel? I don't know. I forget their names sinfully. We got the devil, so there's been some intense stuff on your mind. So maybe the Hakuna Matata thing is like some like friend or someone that you're talking to about this tough situation, and you felt like you lost. Like maybe you feel lost right now, but also you felt like you lost some battle or some war and you're defeated. You feel like you're moving towards some goals financially, but it feels a little unclear as to like when the green light will be given that something new is coming, but you're using all your logical skills and your verbal skills to try to get things done. I think that there's been a big burden on you, but that's ending now. And I'm seeing growth and change. I'm seeing the universe just naturally shift and change to make things better for you and your will, to make your life flow more smoothly, and to ignite more of a fire within you, because the wands relates to fire signs. Oh, we got the devil again. I'm not going to use it though. I'm going to do from the middle of the deck, Ace of Swords. This has to do with you taking some sort of verbal or mental initiation. Maybe you're like a writer and you become like you write your story, or maybe you're a speaker, public speaker. Maybe also just like taking a stand in some way, spiritually, energetically. But I don't know how this relates to Hakuna Matata spirit. Yeah. I said before, this person, or something about the green light. Did I say the green light? This person gave you the, oh, you don't know when the green light will be given for what your new opportunity is, right? This is the green light. This is the Chariot. So this means like all systems go. And Hakuna Matata is like, there's going to be, I'm also seeing the relationship as like you and the universe, right? You can pick which one's the pig and which one's the weasel. Are you the weasel or the pig? Is the universe the weasel or the pig? I don't know. And it's like, it's a friendly universe, you know? Like there's gonna be, my guides are just showing me like a blackboard with actually now the blackboard is covered in like a map of the solar system, and they're telling me like endless possibility. So somebody who's watching feels like they don't have any choices and they don't know which way to go, and also they feel trapped. And Spirit wants to tell you that feels real, and it is real right now, and we're validating you, but there's going to be something sort of magical and good that happens, and you have to believe that. There's going to be a burden that did we get this already? I want to see that as a burden ending, and that there's going to be contentment. There's going to be a change here. Sorry, I skipped over the Nine of Cups because I think we already got it. Okay, so for some reason I'm focused. I try to whatever I focus on something in particular, I just try to hone in on it. Okay, so I'm focusing on this horn. For some reason I'm thinking of, if you ever lived in New York and you go up on one of the, as a Yom Kippur, you go up from the subway. Before COVID, they would have people blow this little horn. If they'd be like, "Are you Jewish?" And I'm not Jewish, so I never did it. But like my friends who were Jewish would do it. And somebody I knew lied and said they were Jewish because they really wanted to, which I thought was funny. But it's obviously a total nightmare in terms of like spit. But like, yeah, they would like just have this horn that you could like blow for the new year. And yeah, I don't know why I'm mentioning that here. It feels like maybe there's some guy that's coming through that's maybe, you know, my grandfather, my step grandpa was Jewish, or he was agnostic, or no, sorry, he was an atheist who was Jewish, like ethnically and culturally. And yeah, I feel like rather than focus so much on him, I want to focus on just like the idea that music here can like call people to attention, right? Look at all these people like rising to the music, because music is an energetic vibration that people react to. And I feel like you've had something that maybe you have a really deep connection with music, or maybe you're like doing some sort of trance music that's like really meditative and it's like helping you. But there's also like something being broadcast to you from the greater universe that's like almost like trumpets, like angels with trumpets, like being like, we want you to get the message. Now I'm thinking of the book, what is it, like, it's about like spaghetti and meatballs falling and raining. It's like raining spaghetti and meatballs. It's like a really stupid kid's book, but I feel like why am I saying that? It sounds funny, but I feel like the energies or spirit want you to know, like, okay, I feel like I'm being shown that because a meatball falling from the sky and spaghetti would actually be like a disaster. Giant meatball. So maybe you've been through like some sort of disaster, and spirit is like wanting you to know that a lot of like energy and angels and like guides are helping you and watching you, because you've been like praying, or if you don't pray, you've been putting out really positive energy, you know, and you've been, or you know, maybe if not that, and you're like upset or dysregulated, you've been like trying really hard to like calm down and like rest, and that's made you more receptive. Okay, because okay, you've been really hasty and thinking like there's no good things left for you in life, and you've been feeling like sort of disempowered, like I can't make things happen, I can't do anything. What I'm feeling though is that you're trying to, you absolutely can, because I also want to read the Queen of Wands reversed as like extreme power. Okay, it could be like a point of sensitivity where it's like it's like you're almost too powerful for your own good here, and you don't know what you can create unless you try. And Spirit's telling me, like, I'm just seeing again more like imagery, like maybe you need to move. I'm seeing like a globe being spun, and then, you know, when people do that and then they're like pick a point and then they maybe go there if they have money or something. Confirmation, somebody watching has money and can go travel, you should do that. Yeah, but there's definitely like movement happening on the like spirit realm in terms of like what you're going through. Like everything's being watched, like people up there, heaven, whatever, they're really here with us. They're you know, spirit guides are in your ancestors and your just people that you've known, loved ones that have died, and also just random people, random spirit guides who are hopping on your energy. They're with you, and they're like, I'm hearing like every step of the way, and also I'm seeing like a feather and like I keep seeing this in my imagery, like a mountain and like a path that goes winding up the mountain, like a winding, it looks like a snake, the path. Okay, so that means transformation and healing. So you may have been through some really intense stuff. I'm hearing in the past 7 years. I know that sounds like a long time, but I'm also seeing that there's been some changes in the variables, and there's gonna be some new, as if this were a science experiment, there's gonna be like some new outcomes here. Page of Cups reversed. When I said that you didn't know how powerful you are, or like you're not in touch with it, or you're afraid of it, or whatever, or you're not empowered right now, but you really are very powerful. You may be trying to make things happen, but I was gonna say it may not be the right things. You may be like deceiving yourself as to what's like actually possible right now, or like what you know, the options are right now. You may need to like pare it down, or like think more simple, and don't think that if you have a big idea it can't happen, you know. So that's what Spirit's saying, is like, go with your gut. I'm hearing maybe there's like some entrepreneurs watching, or like people who are like interested in starting their own business. It's like, you don't have to have a lot of capital to start something. You know, Gabby Bernstein started her coaching business with $500 in her wallet. I'm just feeling now this like really intense energy, because this also can relate to deception. And I feel that there's been people who've deceived you in your life, and it's put you on like unsteady ground. Like you feel like you can't trust the world, but like you can trust. I'm seeing like a net, like Spirit's showing me like a net, my guides. It makes me want to cry. It just feels so safe, and it feels like, I'm sorry, it just feels like so like comforting, and like it's gonna be okay, you know. So I feel like there's someone who's watching, and like they've been through some really extreme stuff. Like, I don't know if it's illness or trauma, but like there's gonna be relief, and it feels like the feather was like that, like there's softness here. There's a net. It feels like I'm crying with relief. I'm sorry, I'm not crying out of sadness. It just feels so good. It feels like you don't have to like worry about what will happen, because you're protected. And I think some of the people watching have felt very unprotected in their lives for different reasons, but you are. And if you don't feel safe, Spirit's saying, just try. Just try. I know that sounds stupid, but just try, you know. And this safety net, I can see that it's like it's filling in under your feet already. If you don't feel it, it's coming. And it's, you know, it may be like a vibrational safety net right now, and it feels, if you're gonna feel that relief that I just felt, where it's like, oh, it's like, oh my god, it's like taking off old shoes that you've been wearing all day. Okay, it's like when you're a woman and you have to wear some uncomfortable outfit, and then you just like take it off, you know. It feels like that, and it feels like lying down and taking a nap when you're so tired, and it's like just relief, or getting a meal when you're so hungry. That's what Spirit wants you to know, that like this safety net it's there, and it has been there. That's the secret part of it, is that like you've been protected. I'm seeing like 3 major events. Okay, that's very specific, so that's some channeling. I'm seeing 3 major events that happened in the past 7 years that you fill in the blanks for me, that like put you off your path, and then somehow you tell me, did you or did you not get back on the path? Okay, you're back on the path. If you're watching this, you're on the path. And the snake path that I saw means that it's a winding and curving path, and we can't always see, because if it's winding, we might not be able to see what's on the other side from our angle. Okay, yeah, a lot of intense energy. So I think I mentioned oh no, I didn't mention this, but I tried to record a video earlier where I mentioned that have some indigenous ancestry in my grandparents were from South America, and people from Chile and Argentina, around 80% of the population, or 90, actually sorry, 90, it's like 90% is like mestizo, which means mixed heritage of European and indigenous. So It's much more obvious than some of my siblings and my father, but I do have indigenous blood. You may be able to, or also just South American blood. You may be able to tell from my like high cheekbones and big lips. I have some other traits as well, such as my eyebrows. But what's I gonna say? I think I'm mentioning that because I became interested at one point in my life in just researching specifically indigenous tribes of Chile and Argentina. I went to Chile when I was 21 maybe, 20. Stayed with my family there for over a month, and you know, it's like, it really is like a mixing of cultures. So it was very interesting for me to learn about. But I was gonna say, the idea of the vision quest is very personal to me, and there's some of the peoples of the region are called the Mapuche, and have some very distinctive music. Of course, I don't know exactly what tribes my ancestry relates to, but I think I'm mentioning the Mapuche music because it's okay. Here, okay, I've been led here by spirit. So we had those horns, right? And I said that spirit's like bringing like my fucking Northeast Connecticut dialect. Okay, bringing like, you know, good stuff to you. It's almost like manna coming down. You know what manna is? It means like sort of bread from heaven. So I'm seeing that like being, it's like trumpeted down at you. And then also it like relates to how the Mapuche music was used, which is like, it sounds really discordant and like kind of like terrible, but it's sort of like chanting and like strange discordant sounds because it's meant to be like spiritually awakening. It's not just meant for entertainment. It's meant for like the experience of going into like the mountains and having a spiritual awakening. Okay, so that's where the mountain's coming from. There's a lot of mountains in Chile. Just walking around outside of Santiago, you know, there's like, you can just climb a mountain just for fun. And then there's of course the Andes, or the Andean mountain range. So I think I'm mentioning that because probably it's some genetic ancestor coming through. But I want you to know that like, so like, there's like discordance in maybe what you're hearing, right? Or what's happening. But actually also spirit is like shining down on you while this is happening, and it's so that you can hear something else. Okay, so if you're hearing something bad in your environment, I don't know, maybe someone's talking to you in a negative way, maybe someone's threatening you, maybe you're hearing your own anxious thoughts, maybe there's literally people having fights around you, I don't know, or maybe you're hearing some bad news from a doctor. Okay, that negative noise, it's actually calling us to hear deeper and to hear more distinctly what's being said. Okay, not just in those moments that are really crummy, but at every moment in our lives. Yeah, wow, intense spiritual message. I'm also sensing an energy of somebody that is thinking of this viewer. Someone's thinking of you. Oh yeah, it's the Hakuna Matata. In the beginning we said there was a friend, you know, it's not just spirit, but it's also a literal friend that is like the Hakuna Matata friend. It means no worries, okay? This friend taught you no worries. Okay, and this friend was like a King of Cups reversed. They had like a lot of compassion. They could have been a male or just a woman that was like, you know, kingly in her compassion. And reversal I see here as a positive thing. They were like maybe too compassionate, and also this person may feel lost without you. I'm hearing lost without you. I'm also seeing like a bunch of a string of pearls, like a necklace of pearls. I don't know if this person gave you a gift of pearls, or like if they see you as like a pearl, like a special person. And this person may be also a special person. Yeah, and I think that's the reading, and I don't know that there's much more to say beyond that this person is thinking of you and that they want to impart no worries to you. Like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through whatever this is. And this person may also be part of that safety net, and you may be surprised as time goes on as to how that plays out. This relationship, the Hakuna Matata friendship, may be more meaningful over time as you build the safety net for yourself. You can welcome others in as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. It is written, it is said, it is done.